7 life-changing lessons I learned from my late dad. Number 1, the most critical decision you make in your life is the person you choose to marry. Because that will determine how ugly or beautiful your life will be in the next 50 years. See, you might think you are an easygoing person, you don't have problem. But if you marry a manipulative partner, you might become the terrible person or even the villain in the relationship. Because manipulative people are so bad that they will gaslight you in private and wait for your reaction in public. And they will not capitalize on your reaction. And I tell people, there is no black smoke without fire. Which means that if there is no action, there is no reaction.
That's true.
And see, the fact that there is no perfect person does not mean you should tolerate nonsense behavior. Because there are some character or bad traits you can never change in your partner.
That's right.
And some people make the mistake of thinking maybe they can change the partner after marriage. It's a lie. Because, see, wedding is just a ceremony.
Yes.
Commitment starts from dating. Number 2, never announce your blessings too soon. Because negative energy can easily destroy good things. And that is why you realize that whenever you share your next move with somebody, then your solid plan just begin to fail. And in fact, if you pay attention, you will realize that some of your friends will never recommend you for good opportunities because they are too scared and afraid of who you might become. In fact, some people will even go to the extent of hurting themselves just to make sure you don't succeed or surpass them. And that is why you have to be very careful, because the greatest forces are the ones you cannot see. See, whether you believe in spirituality or not, they exist. And in fact, they control the physical. So before you share your new big win or next move with someone, make sure such person is genuinely happy for you. However, keep it to yourself, because people can't destroy what they don't know. Number 3, never fight for love. Because if you do, you might never be happy in your relationship, even in life. Because see, no woman is too hard to get, and no man is too busy to give you attention.
That's right.
Because people always give their full attention to whatever or whoever they really want. So if you are chasing somebody and they are not reciprocating or they are not giving you attention, just move away.
That means they're not interested.
Yes, because see, that person you are chasing is also chasing somebody else.
Exactly.
Which shows that you are not their priority.
Yeah.
And then the problem with this kind of thing is that when you chase somebody or when you chase a lady for too long, she might end up accepting you. Not because she really wants you, but just because she couldn't get that person she was chasing. So simply settling for you. And that is why I advise people, don't stay where you are tolerated. Stay where you are celebrated. Because see, if you are not your partner's first choice, it means that they settled for you. And whenever there's any issue, they will start feeling as if they are just managing you. And that is a terrible feeling. Why? Because even you yourself, you start feeling empty. Because see, that person you are chatting that is not responding to you. You know, some guys will say, okay, fine, it's just a lady thing. I will tell you that when a lady likes you, she will be very fast to respond to your chat. So if you're trying to talk to a lady and she's spending like hours to respond to you, my brother, she's not interested. So it is better you move on. Why? Because if you don't move on and you continue chatting, and maybe, you know, there is this thing. You will notice that maybe when you chat up a girl for a very long time and you keep chatting and she's not responding, all of a sudden she just change and she just start responding to you. You know why? Because our first choice is no longer available for her to get.
So she's settled for you.
Yeah, so she's just settling for you. And that is why I always say this: never beg for love. It will never end well.
How about the men that think they can buy a lady's love with money?
See, money can never buy genuine love. Now, what money buys you is limited affection, which means that once the money stops coming, the affection will disappear. And that is why a lot of guys make the mistake of calling some ladies gold digger after a while. But they forget that they were the one that attracted the lady with money. It wasn't as if the lady was interested in them.
Exactly.
So instead of you trying to impress a lady, buying her gifts and, showering... No, see, gifting a lady something is very good. But you need to be very sure that she actually likes you.
Exactly.
Because you should also understand that a lot of guys are also using the same method to get her. And trust me, ladies don't actually accept those kind of guys as their first choice. They only settle for them. And that's why I see that in no time, the relationship is scattered.
To crash.
Yeah, because the foundation is not based on our genuine love.
It's based on what you can offer her.
That's the reality. And same thing with some ladies that want to get a guy with maybe their body. It will never end well. So that's why you have to be very careful not to beg or fight for love. Because it is a very dangerous zone. And if you're not careful, you might end up feeling empty because this person will show the attributes of just managing you. Number 4, marrying into a bad family is worse than marrying a bad partner. Because see, there are some families that are so bitter, religious, and tribalistic that no matter how good you are, no matter how sweet you are, you can never satisfy them. So far, you're not from their religion or from their tribe.
That's true.
And see, there are some families that have some generational curses that when you marry into the family, you automatically inherit them. And look, it is not about you being prayerful or being a prayer warrior or you know God. Trust me, I say this often. Avoiding a battle is better than winning a battle. Because when you fight a battle, you lose a part of you and even lose your resources in the process. So if you can find a way to do a background check for that your partner before you marry them, it will save you a lot of stress, emotional downtime and all of that.
That's true.
One of the biggest mistakes anyone can make is to marry into a family that has a poverty mentality.
That's right. That's correct. I agree with you.
If you're a man and you marry into that kind of family, what happens is they will now start projecting all the responsibility on you to leave them away from their poverty.
And that can bring you down.
I'm telling you. And because, see, poor people always believe that once you marry their daughter, you're supposed to leave them from poverty.
And that's Africa.
And in fact, start taking care of other siblings.
Exactly.
And then if you're a woman and you marry into a family that has a poverty mentality, what happens is that if you're also unlucky that your husband is no more, they will not start fighting against you for property.
They'll take the property from you. They'll pursue you.
In fact, they will even send you away with your children.
They will say you're doing that kid your husband.
If that's the reality. But when you marry into a family that is so good, even when your partner is not really good, they can caution your partner to be good.
Exactly.
If you pay attention, you will see that a lot of people that stay in abusive relationship or that abuse their partner take after their parents. A lot of them. Because some men grew up watching their father beat their mother.
So they think it's normal.
They just see this now as normal. And if you see some women that stay in a toxic relationship, you realize that maybe their auntie or their parents have been in toxic relationship before, so they see it as something that is normal.
Exactly.
And that's why they can't just run away.
Exactly.
And this is why I advise people that before you marry your partner, make sure you do a thorough background check, because pattern is so real. That bad character you think is new in your partner is not new. Somebody in the family must have done that thing before. And if you marry into a bad family, your mind will go touch ground. Number 5, money is not the only thing your wife and children need from you. They need you to be in their life emotionally too. And this is one of the biggest mistakes most men make. They are so busy trying to make money that they forget to make friends with their children. Especially African men. Most of them believe that once you send your wife and children money, everything is solved.
Yeah.
But in reality, that is the reason why most men grow old lonely.
You are right.
Because some men has not even taken their children out before. Some don't even spend time with them.
True.
Some don't even listen. And that is why there's so much gap between a lot of children and their father. Even people like us, we love our father so much, but there's just this gap that we can't just bridge. That's why we can't just sit down with them and talk. And that is what a lot of men need to work on. Because a lot of men do complain that at old age, children always move closer to their mother. Meanwhile, the mother has spent almost all her life nurturing them, listening to them, which the father was not doing. Do you understand? And children always remember how you make them feel. So at the end of the day, if you don't build that emotional connection with your children, you will end up lonely. Because they will tend to move closer to that person that has been building with them, building that companionship with them. So as a man, take your children out. Build that companionship with them. Make them your friend, because at the end of the day, that is the only thing that matters.